Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Um, you might look behind me and see there are some empty spaces here. Well, at the start of this month, I think I only had 4 books on my left on my TBR, or 5. But I've read one of those by now. Yeah, I read one of the Harry Potter books. I finished one. I finished the thickest one. Finally, I've already started the 6th one though, so we're heading somewhere. But because I was so low on books, on unread books, I decided to buy some new ones. So I have a stack of 12 books right next to me. Um, my excuse for buying all these books at once is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the books are series I'm in the middle of. I mean, one is almost the final book. One is, and then 2 of them are the as far as I can read. I'm not sure if the series is finished on one of them. The other isn't yet, but none of the other books are out. Then another is a series and then the other 2 are the second books in series. Um, you might just be able to tell what series they are from looking at the spaces. There's space here, here, on top of here, and there. And then above me, right over there. But then the other book, it's not really a series, but the author writes multiple books kind of in the same genre, different stories, but kind of in the same universe. So they don't have the same characters. They're Greek mythology retellings. So in my head, it counts as a series. Just a weird interconnected series, interconnected standalones. So it's a series. Then the 7th book, is the 7th book. It's a book I've wanted for years, literal years. I can confidently say years. And then the other 5 books are a complete series because I could have bought every individual book for 15 euros, or I could have bought them all for 30. I chose the 30 option. So they're here now. Too late to bring them back. It's not too late, but I'm not doing that. So let's just get right on into all the books I bought. A book haul, a big book haul. I'm gonna try doing this on delivery order because the books came in on 3 different days. So I'm doing my best. I might have mixed 2 books up, but that's cool. And then I'm also literally trying to do which book I pulled out of the box first. That's where I mixed 2 of them up. I don't remember which I pulled out first. But we're starting with a very hyped up and hated series, Fearless. I've read Reckless and Powerless, so now I need to read Fearless, right? It works in my brain. It's a thick book. Yeah, I was struggling with Powerless because it was so thick and the letters were so tiny. This book is thicker, but I am excited. It also has a dust jacket. It's a hardcover. And I see a lot of people not throwing away their dust jackets. So for the people who don't understand what the purpose of dust jackets are, you're not supposed to read with them on. Just gonna come out and say it. I knew that at 10. I'm surprised you don't know that at 20. But I've seen people literally say they throw away the dust jacket. Like, at 10, I knew the dust jackets don't stay on for reading. This is under the dust jacket, by the way. The dust jacket is what protects the book on the shelf. You know, it could also, while you're reading it, you can take it off every reading session, and then while you're bringing it in around, the dust jacket could also be safe for bags and stuff like that. That's what a dust jacket is for. You're not supposed to keep it on while reading. It's supposed to protect from the dust. It's a jacket for the dust. It's in the name. But yeah, Fearless by Lauren Roberts. It doesn't have a description. We need to start bringing back books descriptions, because what do I need to gather from Forever My Undoing? Now, it may be on the dust jacket, actually. Yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna read the back every time because that's easier. Sorry. She fled out, but that would spoil a lot, actually. Yeah, it's just the third book in the Powerless. But I want to say trilogy, right? Because it's 3 books, but it also has 2 novellas. So for me, that's 5 books. So this is the 4th book in my brain. So yeah, and this is my channel. So it's thick, but it's pretty, and I am excited to read it. Then the second book, but I already have started it. I'm on page 105. Is The Daisy Chain Flower Shop. This one is gonna go right over there in that corner. And I have wanted this book since it came out, since before it came out. I was waiting, and now I have it, and it's very floppy, like surprisingly floppy. We need to bring more floppy books back. This book is about Daisy and Dream Harbor, because this is the 6th book, I think, in the Dream Harbor series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 6th book in the Dream Harbor series by Laurie Gilmore. But Daisy, it's not the first Daisy in her family. I found that very funny. All the women kind of in her family are called Daisy. It's honestly, it's kind of cute. And then they pass down the Daisy Chain Flower Shop. It's really cute. It's really cute, honestly. She doesn't like it though, but details. And she got married and divorced and so she has an ex-husband and an ex-fiance. And then I think she did 3 weddings after taking over the flower shop. And all those couples divorced very quickly. So now people are saying her shop is cursed. Which, she's not getting a lot of money from it. Because now she's only doing funerals. And it's a small town. Not a lot of people are dying. And why would you come from your town to another town to ask someone to make the flower arrangements for your dad's funeral or something? You wouldn't do that. So she's struggling for money. And Elliot is not new to the town. He's an architect. He's working on the inn for Mary and I forgot his name, but it was really funny. I'm not Christian, but there's this Bible story from Jesus and the parents, Mary and something with the J. And those are the 2 owners of the inn. I remember that part. And Elliot comes into Daisy's flower shop and now they're fake dating. Okay? Because Elliot's mom is worried for him and thinks he needs to start dating. And Daisy needs to prove that she's not cursed. Because she needs money for a flower shop. Like, lights are gonna get shut off. That's the point where she's at right now. So they start fake dating. And it's so cute at the cover. And this series is genuinely so cute. I do not understand the hate of this pumpkin spice cafe. But I'm not really picky with my books, so I can't really talk. But the rest of the series is really good, and this is just already so cute. I love it. So it's kind of a fake dating trope. The 3rd book, and this might actually be the 4th book I pulled out of the box, but whatever. 3rd or 4th book is King of Gluttony by Anna Hong. I have the rest of the series, and I've read the rest of the series, so I was waiting for this book to come out. I'm not quite sure what it's about. It's kind of like an enemies to lovers, but you can't really have enemies to lovers in a romance book because they don't try to kill each other. It's about a Maya, I think, and a Sebastian, and there's something with their parents being connected and a restaurant, and they don't like each other. That's literally all I know. But it's part of a series, so I need it, right? It makes sense in my brain. And then the other 3rd or 4th book is Spiral by Bao Cabra. I also don't know a lot about this book, but it's the 2nd book in a series, so it was necessary, obviously. It's about Elias and Sage, and Sage is a ballerina, obviously. And Elias is a guy. Yeah, that's all I can tell from his picture. With a weird shirt. With a thunder shirt. That kind of fits the weather right now. Like, it's been raining and thundering for a while. Like, a couple days ago, it was code orange, which is good in the Netherlands. So his shirt matched the current weather, except it's not raining right now. It was raining when I was getting 6 of these books, though. 7 of these books. Oh, this is also fake dating. Just for my quick overlook of this, it's also fake dating. That's cool. I have no clue what this book's about either, but I'm not picky with my books, right? So I'm not worried that I won't like it. And then, I also don't know a lot about this book, but it's Keeping 13, and this is a romance between Johnny and Shannon, but it's a lot more than a romance. Even in book 1, I was almost crying. I was close to crying, and I can't cry. I mean, I can, but it's really hard. It's really hard for me to cry, and even if I cry, I'll produce 1 or 2 tears, which is what happened. But even that's hard. So, yeah, it's. I mean, he's still injured, right? So he's still in trouble, and I have no clue what this book's about. I'm sorry, my descriptions are terrible, I know. But it's written by Chloe Walsh. So, and I trust it. I like book 1, so I'm gonna like this one. Then, moving on to the books I got today. So, like literally a couple hours ago, or an hour. We have the series, not series, Ariadne, by Jennifer Saint. This is about Ariadne. I can tell you the whole story without having read the book. This is a retelling though, but this, how I see the series is first published to last published. This is actually the first published, and Electra, the one I have and read, is the second published. But I didn't know that. I didn't know how to check, so I just went for the cheapest one, and that was Electra. But this one is the first published one. And this one's like incredibly floppy. Like, bro, look at this. What the fuck? It's awesome. And basically, I'm gonna try retelling the story how I remember it. Ariadne is a princess of Crete, or that is what I read on here quickly. And they have this, not really a tournament, this offering. Because there was a woman who gave birth to a minotaur. And the minotaur got put into a labyrinth. Which actually is, matches my Icarus story. Because Icarus' dad created the labyrinth. And the minotaur is in the middle of the labyrinth, or whatever. He's trapped in the labyrinth. And every year, the Kingdom of Crete send a couple boys and a couple girls or something, a couple boys maybe, to the labyrinth to get eaten. Their offerings, I don't know. And this time, Theseus is among those, and Ariadne kind of likes Theseus. She's only met him once, but she likes him, and it's okay. It's okay. So she gives him a red thread, and using that red thread, Theseus was able to go into the labyrinth, because that's not an issue. You can go into the labyrinth. The hard part is coming out of the labyrinth. So he used that red thread, went into the labyrinth while laying it down and stuff, killed the Minotaur, and then came back using the red thread. Then then he took Ariadne with him because they were in love now, and they went on. He was probably going home. I'm not quite sure. And then they stopped on an island, and he left her. Yeah. He literally left Ariadne on an island by herself. So the god Dionysus wasn't handling that. So he made her his wife. That's the story of Ariadne as far as I remember it on the top of my head. I say it's pretty accurate from what I've read, so we'll see how this retelling does it justice. Now this book I have been wanting for like years, so I'm very happy that it's finally in my hands. It's Hate Mail by Donna Marchetti. And I can say it's been years because it was Christmas. We were celebrating Christmas on a school. And I did 2 years at one school, 2 years at another school. Well, we're still in that 2 years. And I wanted this book in the Christmas of the first school. One of the Christmases. I don't remember which one could be the first, could be the second. But still, that would be about 2 years. So, it's about a guy and a girl, Naomi and Luca, and they just send each other hate letters. They send each other letters. And I think, I'm not quite sure because last I read it was like years ago, but I think one day it stops, and then Naomi and Luca have been pen pals since 5th grade. Oh. Well, more like bitter rivals caught in an epic battle of insults and verbal jousting. But what starts as a hilarious chain of hate-filled letters slowly develops into a friendship spanning coasts and years. That is until one day, years later, when the letters suddenly stop. I said that. It's been 2 years since Naomi last heard from Luca. 2 years since a letter that changed everything. When a new envelope turns up out of the blue at her desk at the local news station, Naomi is determined not to let Luca have the final word. So that is the book I've wanted for years, and I'm very excited to read it. Like, I think I'm gonna finish the Daisy Chain Flower Shops and just start this one, because like we're moving on to the series, and I don't know anything about any of the books. We're starting with Charlie Loving Cliches, and look at this bind. They all match, and it's so cute. It's so cute. It's gonna look so cute on my shelf. I'm already obsessed. I have no clue what these books are about, though. I know they're romances, and I know her name is Charlotte, and my name is Charlotte, so it's cool. Yeah, I genuinely have no clue what any of these books are about. I didn't even know it was a series until this month. Okay, so I thought, you know what, I'm not picky, so I'm just gonna buy all 5 books, and then we'll be fine, right? Yeah, I'm probably gonna be fine. I can read you the back of this one, but Charlie might work at her dad's company, but that doesn't make her life easy. I think her name's Charlotte. Or Charlie, whatever. Charlie's close enough to Charlotte. She's the kind of person who always goes the extra mile for a client, remembers colleagues' birthdays, and arranges the cake. And yet her dad still favors her sister. So Charlie shouldn't be surprised when her dad brings someone in to manage her and the team. But what does surprise her is that the new boss is her guy. The man who she went out with years ago and could never stop thinking about. Charlie wants to hide under the desk, but then she realizes she doesn't have to because William doesn't seem to remember her at all. Okay, that also sounds really good. See, I have great taste in books. So, clearly. That's book 1 in the series. Then book 2 is, I think, might be. I don't know. It's fine. To Love, Jason Thorne. Jason Thorne is a name everyone recognizes. A famous actor with a big house, nice car, and the bad boy reputation to match. Olive knows him as her brother's childhood friend and the boy who broke her heart, but years later he should be easy to avoid even if he's impossible to ignore. That is until Olive's first novel suddenly becomes a bestseller and the film rights get sold to the highest bidder. In an instant, she's sitting across the table from a team of executives and Jason Thorne himself. Jason hasn't long re-entered her life before she finds herself being whisked away in his car and inexplicably being talked into a fake dating bot to restore his damaged reputation. That sounds good. And this is the third fake dating book I buy in these 12 books. That's a quarter of the books I bought are all fake dating. The third book, or I hope the third book, is The Hardest Fall, also by Ella Mays. They're all by Ella Mays. I did get the cute cover too, because there are 2 versions of this cover. One is blocky letters, and this one doesn't, and I wanted the non-blocky letters, so hee. But The Hardest Fall. Okay. Zoe's always been shy. At college to try to help, her friends dared her to do the craziest thing she can think of. kiss a random guy. She follows Dylan into a room she thinks is a classroom and ends up seeing a little too much of him. She can hardly kiss him now, not after their embarrassing encounter, and certainly not once he tells her he has a girlfriend. But when he finds out about the dare, the two make a pact. If they both ever cross paths again, and they're both single, they'll kiss. 2 years later, fate intervenes, and they end up as accidental roommates. Now Zoe's seeing a lot more of Dylan than she bargained for, and it's even harder to resist peeking the second time around. Okay, that's cool. Then we're going on to the fourth book. It came like this, okay? It was Charlie Loving Cliches, To Love Jason Thorne, The Hardest Fall, To Hate Adam Connor, and Marriage for One. Okay, it came like that in the package. I don't know. I trust the package. I should not be trusting the package though. Well, Adam Connor is an award-winning actor and undeniable heartthrob. He's also recently divorced, a single dad, and he happens to live right next door, and it might be rude to stare, but Lucy just can't help it. The latter might have been a little much, though. One night when she's indulging her stalker side, Lucy sees something terrible and has no choice but to intervene. She had the best of intentions, but Adam can't see it past it and has her arrested. After that night, they're sworn enemies, even though Adam knows he actually owes Lucy a lot, and she can't pretend she doesn't still find the hot that act quite appealing. What? So he gets her arrested, and then they still fall in love. And then lastly, A Marriage for One. Still the cucumbers. When Rose and Jack meet, aren't those the names of the Titanic couple? Rose and Jack. I thought it was. It doesn't matter. I've never watched Titanic. I don't want to watch Titanic. When Rose and Jack meet, she has just lost her uncle, and with him her dream of owning a coffee shop. Rose wanted nothing more than to open a cafe in her uncle's building. But his will is clear. The building goes to Rose's husband, not to her. Then his lawyer, Jack, offers an unusual solution. She can marry him, she'll get the cafe, and he'll get the building. For some reason, Rose agrees. It might be a marriage of convenience, but it's anything but simple. Despite it being his idea, Jack is unbearably surly. But then he does something that shows Rose he might just have a softer side. Maybe love can still start with a contract, but will Rose still feel that way when she learns the full terms of their deal? Okay. Almaze is really good at book subscriptions. Yeah, she's making me want to read them. But I'm gonna finish the Daisy Chain Flower Shop first. So those were all the books I bought. This was a pretty big book haul, probably also a pretty long one. So I'm gonna suffer editing and probably put it off for a while, but that's okay. I'm also gonna look up the order of this of the Almaze universe, Almaze, because I don't want to read it wrong. So I looked it up. Here is the reading order based on publication. You know, because I would read it on publication order. The first one is a duet. To Love Jason Thorne. This is the first published book. And then the second in the duet, the Love-Hate duet. To Hate Adam Connor. This is the second book published. The third book, and the other three are standalones, completely standalones. The Hardest Fall, Marriage for One, and lastly, Charlie Loving Cliches. So, now I do understand why everyone talks about Charlie Loving Cliches and not the other ones. But if you look at the spines, you would think it's a whole series, right? They all match. You'd think it was a series, but no. So this is the order, starting here, ending on this one. So I'm gonna do that eventually. I am pretty surprised, but it's okay. It's okay. At least I know which order to read it in, right? At least I looked up and then completely fuck it up.